Rain, come again. This opinion reflects on how overprotective, screen-bound childhoods erode resilience and disconnect children from nature's simple joys. An honest audit of modern parenting might leave most of us sweating, if not fainting. Sweating, if not fainting, is a figure of speech, hyperbole, emphasizing extreme discomfort or alarm. This opening sentence serves as a thesis by warning that contemporary parenting has alarming blind spots. Our children are growing up in comfort, glued to screens, cocooned in air-conditioned rooms and cars. Safe, perhaps, but slowly disconnected from the world outside. Glued to screens is a metaphor meaning endlessly staring at digital devices. Cocooned is a metaphor likening children's sheltered environments to insect cocoons, implying isolation. This sentence critiques how physical comfort can foster emotional and experiential confinement. And sometimes children don't inherit our values. They inherit our blind spots. This sentence suggests that in trying to protect children, parents may unintentionally pass on their own unrecognized flaws. The result? A troubling rise in youth violence, intolerance, and even cruelty towards animals. This sentence links modern parenting failures to serious social and moral consequences. The absence of outdoor play, meaningful socializing, and physical activity doesn't just shape inactive bodies, it shapes anxious minds. Shape anxious minds uses personification to suggest environment molds mental health. This sentence argues that lack of active engagement fosters psychological harm. These days, weekends are often spent in fancy malls, where kids walk around just looking at things, eating junk food, having sugary desserts, and buying stuff they don't really need, just to pass the time. Just to pass the time is an idiomatic expression meaning merely to occupy oneself without purpose. This sentence portrays modern weekend routines as superficial distractions rather than enriching experiences. There was a time, not too long ago, when happiness came from simple things, making paper boats in rainwater, cracking peanuts between doors, or a Sunday phone call that brought the whole family together. This sentence evokes nostalgia for unhurried, tactile childhood pleasures. Childhood wasn't shaped by screens or edited with filters. Edited with filters alludes to image editing apps, symbolizing artificial curation of experience. The sentence contrasts unfiltered reality with today's curated digital personas. It was real, full of small, meaningful moments. The sentence underscores the authenticity of past childhood joys. Growing up, our lives were filled with tactile joys. This sentence introduces examples of physical, hands-on childhood activities. We played hide and seek, chup and chupe in corridors and courtyards, hosted musical chairs on birthdays, and ran in wild anticipation during scavenger hunts. This sentence illustrates specific games that fostered social interaction and excitement. The thrill of blowing bubbles through soapy rings, the collective giggles while messing up freshly ironed clothes, it was in these moments that we truly lived. Truly lived is hyperbole emphasizing authenticity of those experiences. This sentence celebrates the unstructured, joyful messiness of childhood play. Our rooftops were arenas for bassin battles, where brothers proudly displayed their kite collections and sisters wore yellow with pride. Arenas is a metaphor suggesting competitive public spectacle. This sentence recalls the cultural festival of kite flying as a communal rite. Everyone would sleep on the rooftops with only one fan, thinking about the granny spinning the wheel on the moon. Thinking about the granny spinning the wheel on the moon employs whimsical imagery drawn from children's rhymes. This sentence evokes bedtime reveries inspired by folktale imagery. My Kala would visit every alternate Sunday just to speak to her son studying in Russia. With no landline at her place, the trip to our home became a celebration. The sentence recounts a family ritual that turned communication into a cherished event. Karachi-style biryani was cooked, cousins gathered, and all of us waited in eager anticipation for that 5-minute international call. Recalls a fellow, eager anticipation is an idiomatic expression meaning excited expectation. This sentence highlights how rare, meaningful interactions build strong family bonds. Today, a video call is a swipe away, yet connection feels further than ever. A swipe away is a colloquial phrase referencing touchscreen gestures, implying ease of access. This sentence laments that convenience has not improved emotional closeness. Nature was our playground. This sentence introduces the theme of immersive, outdoor childhood experiences. We didn't need virtual reality because reality itself was immersive. Virtual reality and immersive are jargon from tech/gaming used metaphorically to praise authentic experiences. This sentence valorizes the raw sensory richness of the physical world. Fireflies lit up our nights. Butterflies adorned our gardens. Rain wasn't an inconvenience, it was a festival. This sentence uses simple imagery to celebrate natural wonders often overlooked today. We'd float paper boats and get drenched without worry. Get drenched is a phrasal verb meaning to become thoroughly wet. This sentence conveys carefree enjoyment of rain. And the scent of wet earth? It was a kind of perfume the soul remembers. Perfume of wet earth is a metaphor, also known as petrichor, attributing soothing qualities to nature's aroma. This sentence suggests nature's sensory experiences have deep emotional resonance. Our winters weren't complete without chilgoza and roasted peanuts, cracked and shared among siblings and cousins. This sentence evokes seasonal food-based traditions, fostering familial warmth. The simple joys of peeling a pistachio or collecting fallen leaves, these were rituals that grounded us in the world around us. The sentence calls small, repetitive actions rituals that foster connection with nature. Now that world seems to be slipping through our fingers. Slipping through our fingers is an idiomatic expression, meaning gradually escaping one's control. This sentence warns that these formative experiences are vanishing for today's children. Children today are growing up in an era where rooftops are inaccessible, stars are invisible behind city lights, and nature is just wallpaper on a phone. This sentence critiques urban lifestyles that isolate children from genuine nature. They have bubble guns instead of soapy containers and ring sticks. The sentence contrasts mass-produced toys with homemade playthings. They swipe through screens rather than chase fireflies or build miniature homes out of sand and cement on rooftops, like my brother once did. This sentence laments the loss of creative, hands-on construction play. Gooda Goody Kishadi has been replaced by algorithm-driven video content. Gooda Goody Kishadi refers to a traditional pretend play of doll weddings. This sentence notes traditional imaginative games supplanted by passive media consumption. And the art of letter writing, of saving Eid cards or scribbled poetry from a friend, is fading into oblivion. Fading into oblivion is an idiom meaning being completely forgotten. This sentence mourns the disappearance of tangible, sentimental communication. What we are witnessing is not just a generational shift. It's a slow, silent disconnection from nature, from community, from gratitude. This sentence characterizes the trend and as profound social and emotional decay. Children today feel more entitled but less thankful. This sentence summarizes a perceived moral inversion in youth. They're connected to the world, yet isolated from their own. This sentence uses antithesis to contrast global digital links with local alienation. Let's not raise a generation that knows the value of everything but the joy of nothing. This sentence issues a rallying call to prioritize experiential richness over material accumulation. Let's ensure that the next time it rains, a child somewhere floats a paper boat not just for nostalgia, but to remember what it feels like to be truly alive. Truly alive is hyperbole emphasizing deep engagement with life. This closing sentence functions as a hopeful imperative to revive authentic childhood experiences. The writer is a Fulbright alumnus working on climate change. He can be reached at mafalak@yahoo.com, published in The Nation, July 29,